All right, welcome back to the channel. So, Gervonta Tank Davis is accused of illegal gloves by the WBC in a fight that wasn't even covered by the WBC. And let me tell you, their Vindictive Antics are absolutely undermining and destroying their credibility. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back, welcome back. So in the great case of, I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? The WBC accuses the WBA of allowing Gervonta Davis to fight Leo Santa Cruz in illegal gloves. Okay, now if this sounds familiar, it's because it should. This is the same thing that many people know that the WBC allowed with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Know it. This is also in another WBC fight. Exactly what Dillian White was accused of doing for when he not only got into the ring with Oscar Rivas with gloves that had not been approved at all. He also had tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs, but hey, the WBC ain't concerned about that. What they're concerned about is Gervonta Tank Davis wearing a pair of wearing his second approved gloves. Okay, so what is the story from what I understand? But let me tell you, I want it investigated. Absolutely, without a doubt, this needs to be investigated. We need to know whether or not those gloves were brought in and they were not approved by Team Leo, by Team Santa Cruz in the day before, glove sign-offs and all that. Please investigate it. Please go look at the tapes. And not just that. Also, if there's anybody out there that sees Gervonta Davis's knuckles appear in the top of those gloves, immediately let somebody know. If you see Gervonta Davis's knuckles, top of his glove shift all the way to the side and then expose his knuckles as he's laying contact to Leo Santa Cruz, by all means, investigate, suspend him for the rest of his life. If you find that that is the case, because all accusations like that should be taken seriously. Now, what I suspect will happen, but I do not know, because you know and I know that there will be no investigation, because all this is again a case of the WBC saying, I know you are, but what am I? You know, that little refrain that you hear as kids when you're like, dude, for real, man, will you please, please, please brush your teeth? Will you please, please, please floss your teeth when I'm talking to you, Brian? You got food all in it. I'm not saying I don't like you, dude. I just don't want to talk to you while I can still see that you ate hamburgers last night. Brush your teeth. Oh, no, I see your teeth. Look at your teeth. Look at your teeth. No. Look at your teeth. Look at your teeth. I saw some food in your teeth the other day. Okay, Brian, whatever. It don't matter, though. You keep walking around looking like yuck mouth, okay? That's okay with you. Dude, the idea that just telling me that my teeth look like that, dude, does not change what your teeth look like. Now, how does that yuck mouth story compare to the WBC? Dude, you guys are really, really, really doing a bad job. Okay? You're really, 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 really doing a bad job. And it is just known, okay? And it is regularly talked about in all areas of boxing. And this particular ham-handed stunt backfired something ugly, because now it makes you look petty and vindictive. But let's look at what is said to have happened with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis had 2 gloves approved. So far, so good, because I know that that is the case. I've been told that over and over and over again, that there's 2 gloves that they approve, just in case one goes wrong with one, that you have a backup pair. Makes sense. Tennis players get onto the court and they got 4, 5, 6 rackets in their bag. Makes sense. As long as it is standard, unmanipulated, not designer gloves. That's my personal opinion, as long as you don't allow designer gloves, then that's okay because you've checked multiple gloves. In this case, my understanding is that, and again, investigate it. Look at the tape. Look at the gloves that were approved. If they are not the same gloves, then you got an issue. But if this is just what I understand it is, which is that there were 2 pair of gloves approved, Gervonta Davis started fighting in one pair, started warming up in one pair of gloves, said, nah, I don't really like this, because he had puncher's gloves on too. Puncher's gloves. He was going to wear the ones that were going to allow him to take Leo Santa Cruz's head off with the gloves. You know what I mean? Those type of gloves, the ones you guys love so much, that's my understanding. But then he was like, nah, I don't like how these feel on my hands. Just give me the normal ones. And then he got the normal ones, the lighter ones that are not as concussive, and he concussed them with them because he could do it with either pair of gloves. He's like, man, I don't care. I don't need no extra stuff. I don't like how it feels on my hands. Just give me the regular gloves. I'm going to hit him in the chin. He's going to go out, and I'm going to go home. Thank you very much. And then people over there in ESPN are going to be able to hate on me the next day with some nonsense like this. But it's not ESPN. Let me correct myself. It was actually begun by the WBC itself, is my understanding, and you can verify this yourself. I invite you to do so. That the WBC had owned an Instagram page called Supreme Beast, something like that. I'd have to look at it, but Supreme Beast, whatever it originally came out on, the word on the street that you have to verify for yourself is that is a website that is Spanish-speaking YouTube page or Instagram page that's owned by the WBC. And I thought to myself, oh, wow, they own that? Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Who else do they own? I'm sure they own some other people running around here. If these guys are out there making stuff up like this, right? Because look, it's Supreme Beast or whatever it was. If that is true, that they are owned by the WBC, which I have not independently substantiated. So I'm letting you know that may not be the case. But my understanding is that it's fairly well known that is owned by the WBC, and the WBC was the first person to put it out. Now, let me ask you a question. WBC, if that's true, why you own Supreme Beats and it don't say WBC on there? Why would I have to figure out that this website is owned by you if that's true? Now, I know it's true with other people who have these, and that's why I'm saying when you hear all these for non-debunked videos, when you see all this stuff like, ooh, this guy, nah. Think about how they can afford to do it. Think about why they're so obsessed with the subject and debunking everything I say or debunking something 78 says, right? But yet now you see allegedly that the people that put this out originally act as if they're not with the WBC, but they really are, right? And then the WBC then comments on something that came from the WBC. That's called propaganda, okay? Let me tell you what that is. That's propaganda. Propaganda campaign. If I were to have 2 websites that I owned, or a website, an Instagram page, and a YouTube channel, and I owned all 3 of them and you did not know that I owned them, and I constantly put out content that was related to the things that I'm talking about, and then I start feeding off of myself, right? I put the story out and then I report on the same story that I originally put out. That's what you call propaganda. Dude, and if you did that, you're going to get busted at it. And when you start, and if you're a sanctioned body, and I'm like I said, I don't know that if this is true, that they actually own that, then they are actively, if that is true, then they're actively involved in propaganda, which is misleading people in the sport of boxing, and you're supposed to be a sanctioning body. You can't do that. Okay? You can't do that. Or if you do it and people find out, then they'll say, look, dude, you cannot believe anything that comes from the WBC, because the WBC might leak news itself and then come and respond to the news that it created, which makes it propaganda. And the timing of it, when it relates directly to an accusation that is similar to ones that are being made about their organization, it smells even more like propaganda. And if you are engaged, and if the WBC is engaged in propaganda, then they do not need to be a sanctioning body, because that is not your job. Why you're spending sanctioning fees on that. They're taking the money out of boxing fans' pockets. You're cutting 3% off the top or whatever it is. You're taking 3% of our money that we pay to see fighters, not you. You're taking that money, recycling it into a propaganda spin so I keep giving you money? No, man. You guys have got to stop trying this corny stuff, man. There are legitimate media watchdog outlets out here who are watching everything you do. You are not going to Slick Willie this. Not going to happen. Just like Adrian Bronner talking to that judge when he got put in there, he's trying to be slick, trying to come up with all kind of different answers that may work on the internet, but ain't working with her. It's not going to work. Stop it. If you believe Gervonta Davis did that, make a call to Puerto Rico and say, hey, I think you might have had an issue. Because guess what the WBC can do at any point in time? They can call the WBA. They don't have to go to the press with it. They don't have to smear Gervonta Davis's name because Gervonta Davis is not a WBC champion with some propaganda that is set and meant to defend them against legitimate accusations that have been made against their organization and their champion, Tyson Fury. That's my take on the matter. You let me know yours. And with that, I'm out. Peace.